If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Let's get into it.
What are you gonna do today, Poppy? I'm gonna make a video, dude. It's a day called today. Why are you going to the closet, Poppy? I gotta get a TED Talks Guitars and Life t-shirt, although, oh, that's a smoking hot shirt. Poppy, I don't think you should go in the closet, man. Hold up a minute. What you mean, hold up a minute? That's where my shirts are, dude. Poppy, I don't think you should go in the closet, man. Dutch. No, I'm just saying I don't think you should look in there. Dutch, what did you do, man? Well, Poppy, the folks on the interweb said that the best place to keep a guitar to dry was in a warm place. Dutch, it's my closet, dude. All my stuff's gonna smell like wet guitar paint. Poppy, I just don't know. I think the people on the interwebs know more about this than you do. Oh, you think they do? Yeah, I think they do, Poppy. There's some smart people out there, Dutch. Poppy, I just think you should let me be. Oh my goodness, this guy, everybody. Alright guys, well, we got a guitar in a closet drying because Dutchy read on the interwebs that this would be a good idea. It is a good idea, man. I saw it and I read it with my own two eyes. Dude, you can't read? Poppy, I've been to Puppy University. You know this. Give me that camera.
Alright, my friends, it has been several days of drying. Not quite a week, but a while. So I'm going to be taking my X-Acto knife and attempting to cut out what is blue tape under all that green. Hoping that I can get back to a point where I can look at our string through the body holes, recognizing that I'm more than likely going to have to re-drill the larger holes, and I'm really hoping that I can do this without pulling finish off the back of this guitar or color. Man, what do you guys got going on today, man? Man, I pray that your day is filled with people who love and affirm you, Jack. People who champion you, you know what I'm saying? People who get you and dig you, man. People who make you want to be a better version of who you are, man. That's what you guys are for me, man. So much more than guitars, man. Life is about so much more than guitars. But guitars are cool, Jack. That's why we all hang out, and that's why we love them, Jack. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to find my bit. Stand by. Okay, my friends, the good news is I found my router bit. The bad news is it looks like this. So I'm going to be attempting to, as gingerly as I can, get some of this paint and debris that filled up my perfectly good routed holes without jacking this guitar body up. I have my safety goggles on. Okay, my friends, well, as you can tell, and we knew this going in, right, because the epoxy didn't work when I was creating the false sides. You can still see a little bit of of a gap between the plate and the body of the guitar. So I'm going to need to put some epoxy on either side of the walls here. Now I will wait. I'm still going to wait several days before I do anything else to this guitar. I just wanted to open these up a little bit, and you could tell we got string through. And I'm going to continue to let this dry and do its thing for, you know, curing. It's dry, but it needs to cure for a while. And that'll be the back. And this is what we're rocking on the front, Jack. Look at that bad boy right there, man. Guys, is it perfect? It is not perfect. You can tell I've got this weirdness right here. But man, I think old blue is now old green, Jack. That's what I think. All right, well, stand by for the next thing then. Well, guys, I'm not sure if I'm a genius or an idiot, but that is a white pickguard sprayed black. Yeah, about that. Okay, well, maybe it'll work out. Who knows? Well, okay, not to state the obvious. Here we go. And yep, that's what I'm thinking right there, Jack. Well, all right, my friends, if you hang on the channel, you know exactly what's going to happen now. I'm going to be removing the ground wire and also the wire to the output jack with my push-pull wire. I'm going to do gold for ground and white for hot jack for the output jack, and I'll do gold for ground also to the claw eventually. And we're going to be installing one of my pure tone output jacks in this guitar. Why not? Stick around. Here we go. Okay, my friends, I have two gold wires for ground. One will go to the output jack, and the other will go, I think I said to the claw earlier. Hey, it's the strength of the body. There is no claw jack. So yeah, the white hot and one of the gold wires will go to the output jack. And the other one will go, I guess we'll put it under the bridge plate. We might come up with a more creative solution. We'll have to see about that, Jack. But for right now, it's kind of what we're rocking. So I'm going to give the pick guard a little longer to dry, and before I go installing pickups on it. Serendipitously, I was able to redeem the black pickup covers from another project. So that's what we're going to be rocking. I also have black knobs, and I have black tip switch tip. Yeah, something like that. All right, guys, man, stick around. We're getting it done, Jack. Well, now, my friends, we come to the most precarious part, and that is I need to fill in around the holes. Yeah. But what I don't want to do, guys, I don't want to mess up my perfectly good paint job. So I'm going to fold this tape over where I've got just the thinnest amount of sticky, about right there. Something like that. In the hopes that, and that's probably really too long. Let me get some scissors, man. How's your day going, guys? Man, I don't know what day I'm on doing this. I know it's just all one vid, but I thought I'd redeem some time for you guys, man. So you didn't have to hang out quite as much. Although I think you, if you've hung out this long with me, man, you're here for the duration. So, all right, I'm going to do right there. Now, do I have some fear and trepidation about ruining this finish? I do. Guys, I know it's not perfect, man. I can't wait for you guys to see it, though. I mean, not because I'm looking for accolades or anything, but I don't know, man. I think it looks pretty good myself. I really do. The front is interesting. We'll talk about it more later, but the pick guard is just a little lighter than the body on the front. And so it's very interesting. So again, I'm trying to talk and do this, which is probably a bad idea, but if you hang out with me, you know that's what I do, Jack. All right. So now I've got the bottom and the top, as it were. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the sides. And I'm just creating a little box here. This is harder than it looks, guys. Don't worry. I'll edit all this out. We don't edit anything out. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. Warts and all at Ted Talks Guitars and Life, my friends. Warts and all. And I'm just doing a very thin layer of sticky in the hopes that, I don't jack this up. But anyway, man, was talking to Jay about it, the project. And I said, well, man, I showed him some spoiler vid. And I said, well, I've still got a address where I've routed this. Oh, sure I did. I attempted to route it. And I've still got that uneven mess kind of around parts of it. And we talked about it. And the conclusion was that maybe what I could do is take it's sitting up on a block in the swimming pool route. So it's kind of weeble wobbly a little bit. Here we go. Anyway, so the thought process is to take some wood filler and just to create a little bit of a wall right here where it's kind of dips down on both sides. Maybe about 1/8 of an inch, maybe. And then I can sand that ever so carefully. And then I'm going to paint that with the black automotive primer, I think. And maybe no one will ever see it. And if they do, guys, it's okay. I'm not trying to hide the mistake. Okay. I'm just trying to make it where when I look down at it, I don't see the gaping hole. Would anybody else see the gaping hole? No, I don't think they would. I don't think they'd ever give it another thought. And why would you ever be that close to my stuff? No, but for real, man, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get some wood filler and I'm going to try to do this, man. And yeah, so here we go. So the thought process is we let that dry and then we come back in several hours, maybe tomorrow. And then I will gingerly attempt to sand. And I think it's filled up for the most part the gaps. And then we will paint. Yeah, we're going to paint everything kind of with a black automotive polish. Paint is what I'm saying. So, all right, Teddy, leave that alone, man. All right, leave it alone. Yep. Hey, Music Lily, I appreciate you always sending these hard as rock pics and everything that you send me, man, because I use them for all kind of scraping situations and apparently a putty knife in a moment like this. So there you go. All right, guys, we'll let it dry. We'll come back. Well, that was probably hard to watch, wasn't it? Well, the good news is, my friends, we have a ground wire hole. Anybody see the part where I almost totally jacked up my finish, man? So that's not the wire we're going to use. It's just a placeholder. So I can remember where that hole is, Jack. As you can see, I've got plenty of wire. All right, guys. Well, we've got a ground wire. And on the back of the guitar, our wood putty is still setting up. I'm just going to let it sit. I'm trying to do everything slower than I normally would, guys. I'm trying to get better at doing things. But that's the update. Ground wire attached. Well, not attached. The hole's drilled. Get it straight. How does this guy get a YouTube channel? I don't know, man. Apparently it ain't that hard. Critics. Well, while the body is drying and all the things are happening, I'm redeeming a little bit of time here to tackle this nut slot, Jack. Well, as we move towards setup of the 2002 Squier Bullet that we have refinished, etc., we need to put a new nut in this guitar neck. The nut that it came with was not copacetic. So, my friends, I've got my files out because this particular nut slot has a unique issue. Not really an issue, just something I noticed. Can you see all that glue built up in there? Guys, it is crystallized. It's like glass in there. So I'm going to be taking a file and attempting to file that out to prepare for a black tusk nut, which we got on the way, Jack. That's what I'm doing, man. Hey, what are you guys doing? Put it in the comments. What you working on? Got any cool projects, man? Oh, come on. All guitar projects are cool projects, Jack. Well, with a little persistence and some patience and a file, we have flattened that nut slot out. It's still a little discolored right there, but if you look at it, it is flat as a pancake in there, my friends. So when our black tusk nut arrives, we will measure it for size, we'll file it down, but we will not do nut slots until we go to setting the guitar up. That's the update. All right, my friends. Well, here we are. We've got a couple coats of black automotive touch-up paint covering up that wood putty, which dried wood filler, which dried white. So I did, before I put on the second coat, create a different box here, a little more tight. The thought process is that when I rip up this tape next time, it'll have like a clear lines. And those lines should only be visible just on the very edges of that plate here on the back. The front should be covered up, but anyway, we'll see what it looks like, man. I don't know, guys. It's all an experiment here at Ted Talks Guitars and Life, as you know. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to give it as much time as I've got, and then we'll take it off and, yeah, move into the next phases of the project. Yep. Black automotive touch-up paint for the win? Could be. My friends from the good news, bad news files. The good news is we have created a black box around the plate hole. However, the tape did have some ramifications on the finish. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it looks like it's not sticky. I don't know if it pulled up some of the finish or not. I don't know how that's possible. Can you see that at all? Yeah, right there. You see those lines? Now, are you going to be able to see that from the 22nd row? No. Is that bothering me? Yeah. Do I feel like I need to wet sand the body anyway? Probably. Am I going to? I don't know, man. That seems like a problem waiting to happen. But maybe I should. Well, anyway, let's finish up what we're doing here. So, if I take my plate now, if I can find it, hang on. So if I take our plate now, I should be able to drop it in there. And it's not exactly dropping in. I think because I got a little bit more paint in there. All right, I'm going to need, oh, there we go. So there's kind of what we're rocking. I don't know. Can you tell something weird's going on right there? Yeah, maybe. There's more on the top than the bottom. Okay. Well, what was funny is that when I first positioned this, I pushed it all the way up. So most of the opening was on the back here. I don't know, guys. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. Maybe I need to do my wet sanding after all. Well, we're getting there. We are making progress. Okay, my friends, I'm going to call the video done here. I could do a couple more things and fast forward it for you, but man, I don't think you watching 5 fast forward vids of me doing the magic is and hearing the same old riffs I play every day, that would be as enjoyable as us hanging out and getting to talk about guitars and life. So I'm making the command decision to call this video done right where we are. Man, put it in the comments. What do you think about the journey? How does that look to you? Yeah, man. Go ahead and put your sage counsel and wise advice in there, and your smart alecky comments. If you got some of those, I'll take them, Jack. Now, guys, I'm not just looking for, compliments and how great it is. I know it's not great. But do put it in the comments. Let me know what you think, man. And more than anything, I appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with me today, man. I'm aware that you could have watched tons of videos and have plenty of things on your plate, particularly the oob, man. because I'm blowing his phone up today trying to get my audio interface set up. Hey, Oob, there's a timestamp on the vid for you. Today's the day when I kept texting you about cakewalk and whatnot. Anyway, guys, man, I do appreciate y'all. You are the best. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Hey, rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.